forbidden places that people still visited. Pokémon hunters. This happened during the time when Pokémon Go, an augmented reality game, had become extremely popular among the youth. 4 teenagers around the age of 16 and 17 were looking for a Pokémon creature and ended up in the Box Mine located in Wiltshire. The mine has a network of caves underground, and the poor kids got lost in those twisting tunnels. Miraculously, they came near an area where the boys could get a signal and immediately called for help. Reportedly, 3 fire crews and 2 rope units were sent for the rescue mission, and thankfully, all 4 teenagers came out without being injured. Sadly, they couldn't find any Pokémon, but the authorities requested the people not to venture to forbidden areas without a proper map or a guide. The 120 feet deep caves were built in the 1950s during Cold Battle as a safe house during the event of a fission strike. Poveglia Island. The city has been abandoned since 1968 because of its dark past, and now the island has become one of the most haunted places in the world. Also known as the Island of Ghosts, Poveglia has been cursed with many unhealthy spirits. It all started when the bubonic plague struck Italy and began to spread rapidly throughout the country. The doctors decided to separate the diseased people from healthy ones, and thus the island became a quarantine and dumping ground for the deceased. A psychiatric hospital was also built where the doctor performed inhumane treatment and experimentation on patients. Some say that the screams of those being tortured could still be heard across the island. It is illegal to visit Poveglia, but this hasn't stopped paranormal investigators to visit the place. Those who have visited the island have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and a desire to never leave. A royal intruder. Buckingham Palace in the UK is no stranger to visitors. Some of them are either invited or on a tour. Common people can obviously take a look around the magnificent palace, however, they need to book a ticket, and only staterooms and gardens are accessible. However, in 1982, a man named Michael Fagan broke into Buckingham Palace after spending the night drinking. The intruder managed to pass all the security and pulled off one of the biggest security scandals in British history. Reportedly, Fagan climbed the rooftop with the help of a drain pipe, and after that, he removed his shoes and socks to enter the residence through an unlocked window. Afterwards, Michael enjoyed his time touring the palace and even triggered the alarm system twice. But the guards thought it must be a glitch and switched it off. However, the man then entered the Queen's bedroom, after which he was caught. Keep out. The warning signs that say abandoned mine, stay out, and stay alive, are kept for a reason. However, some people do not take the signboard seriously and then land themselves in trouble. In 2018, a 62-year-old man named John Waddell told his friend that he was going to the mine to look for gold and precious metal and would be back by Tuesday. Tuesday came and went, but John did not return, so on Wednesday, the friend went to look out for him. Suddenly, he heard a man's voice calling for help. Turns out the Arizona man had fallen into a 100 feet, 30 meters, gold mine shaft. Reportedly, the mine was located in a remote place, and the friend had to travel out of the desert to call the emergency officials. John managed to survive for over 2 days without food and water, but that's not the worst part. He was not alone. To accompany him, there were venomous snakes, and the man executed 3 of them to survive. It took 6 hours for the rescuers to pull him out, and obviously the old man had broken some bones because of the fall. The City of Catacombs. 2 teenage boys experienced a real-life horror movie when they were trapped for almost 3 days in a 150-mile maze of bones. As per sources, back in the 18th century, Paris didn't smell good because of the overflowing cemeteries. The stench was unbearable. Therefore, the authorities decided to build catacombs, which today is a popular tourist spot. The creepy underground passageway contains around bones of 6 million people. Although the Paris catacomb extends for about 150 miles, 241 kilometers, only a small section is open to the public. It's not legally allowed to go into the non-public section, but there are secret entrances from where people can get into the restricted area. 2 teenage boys, 16 and 17 years old, got lost in the maze, and thanks to the rescue dogs, they were found after 3 days. Both of them suffered from hypothermia since the temperature down there is 15 degrees Celsius. Legally haunted. The most haunted and notorious place in India is Bangar Fort, which was once an architectural marvel but is now off limits, especially after dark. There are various theories surrounding the fort being cursed. The famous one is a local ascetic who cursed the palace because its shadow overpowered his property. Another one is that a black magician fell in love with a princess and used a love potion to win her affection. However, the princess dodged his move, and the potion ended up crushing him, after which he cursed the fort. Since then, the fort has been haunted and abandoned, but still people went there and many accidents have taken place. Reportedly, an anonymous visitor and his friends sneaked into the fort after sunset. There they saw a man sitting near a window completely zoned out. What freaked them was that when the man suddenly turned and smirked at them. Locals often report mysterious, blood-curdling screams and cries of women echoing from the fort at night.